Okay, so episode 4 and 5 of the Sandman. Well, call me surprised. Well, no, I hated episode 4 and I absolutely loved episode 5. So hear me on this. I won't make this long. Um, mm, uh, Episode 4, I think Gwendolyn Christie was miscast as Lucifer because people seem to be creators seem to be I don't know why. I think they in this series it's a lot of stunt casting. It's like, oh, who would be stunt casting is like who would be most shocking and or a popular figure that we could insert right there to fit the purpose and blah blah blah, and who could be like the last person you would think of, and yes, cast her on a whim to do the job of like Gwendolyn Christie. And I'm not saying Gwendolyn Christie is not a good actress. I saw her on Game of Thrones. I saw her. She's a legit actress. But God, literally God, don't take her as Lucifer. Lucifer. I mean, look at the history. First, I will say the fight was not a fight. When they say they're gonna fight, they're gonna have a duel, a challenge, I was like, holy shit. After all the CGI fuckfest and everything, because that's why I didn't like episode 4. It was all about substance and nothing about character, which is the complete opposite of what episode 5 was. What episode 5 was nothing but character with, I mean, I'm sure they filmed this episode on a $5 budget. I mean, it was all in a cafe and it was wonderfully done. I'll get to that. First, episode 4. They go in hell. The version of hell they have. My favorite vision of hell is What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams, which is also my favorite movie of all time, so I may be biased here, but hey, what can you do? I It was okay. I like the demon with arrows in his back. I like the visuals from one plane to another. I like the palace of hell, um, because you have to be careful when you handle hell and Lucifer and the demons and the dukes of hell, which are all have been greatly. I'm sorry to say that. I know it makes a geek out of me, but Dungeons and Dragons have a better hell, the best hell I will ever see. And I wrote entire books about hell and about hell hierarchy, about hell structure, about hell, the 9 levels of hell, the last being Lucifer or Asmodeus, or usually it's Lucifer Morningstar. So yeah, so he goes there and he wants just again the MacGuffin. He wants his mask, his helmet, as he calls it, and we don't know, because that's the problem. A problem I have. I mean, the first MacGuffin was the sand, and every MacGuffin is very up in the air. Like, instead of it that's the thing. That's what I'm getting ahead of myself. When it's like when you do a horror movie, you need rules and clear rules. If you have someone like Nightmare on Elm Street that can voyage through dreams and kill you in your sleep, that's his power. That's that's the rule. Freddy can't get to you when you're sleeping. That's his power. That's the rule. And like, um, I don't know, another example. It follows. You have to catch it, and if you don't, the shape, the monster, the disease, the horror will follow you until you give it to someone else. And so it's a passing of the baton. That's the rule. But for the three MacGuffins, I can't say I know any rules. Maybe so again, I don't know any mythos of Sandman. I don't know any comic books, or I just know that the worst, literally the worst two scriptwriters in Hollywood are writing this shit. Neil Gaiman and David S. Goyer, who is somehow just S. Goyer now, no David, whatever. Maybe he's trying to reinvent himself as a new person. I would do that if I was him, because it fucking sucks. Um, yeah, so the MacGuffins, what do they do? Okay, so the sand is like makes you teleport, makes you voyage on different planes of existence, makes you like that's it. I don't know. Is it just for um, traveling between worlds? Is it just to make people sleep? Is it just to increase Sandman's power? I don't know what it does. I really don't have a clue. I mean, I see that sometimes he uses it and voyage through worlds. That's the only power I know. But it seems to do more than that. But I'm half more than halfway in the season and I still don't know. Like the helmet, I have absolutely no fucking clue of what it does. I have no idea. Because, and finally, we arrive at the ruby. Okay, so just to finish episode 4, the fight was so lame. It was the worst fight between. I mean, you want to talk about Constantine? Constantine had badass fights and badass ruse and badass battle of the mind and trickery with the Lord of Hell, with Lucifer, and even in the Constantine with Keanu Reeves, Peter Stormare was a great Lucifer, great. Like, yeah, like think all the great Viggo Mortensen, Peter Stormare, Al Pacino and the Devil's Advocate. I mean, you are playing the devil, even in the Arnold Schwarzenegger The End of Days. Even this I love. I forget the actor's name, but I, I mean, when you're an actor and you say, okay, I'm gonna play the devil, you have to find a very distinct and different, that's the word, different aspect, a different method to playing him that nobody else ever did. And for all the names I've just told, they all did it perfectly in a different mindset, in a different kind of era, and they did it perfectly indistinctly of each other. Each one is perfectly different, and that's why it's great. The variety of acting, the variety of the style, or the movements of the voice, everything. You're playing the fucking devil. There's no bigger role than that. I mean, could you imagine? Have you ever seen someone play God? I mean, instead of not in comedies like Bruce Almighty, but a real dramatic tone. No, we always see Lucifer because it's easier for people to grasp. And if one person was to play God, it would be a publicity nightmare. So the fight with Lucifer, Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer, I thought she might bring something. I don't know if I'm deaf or blind or whatever, but she fucking sucked. I mean, yeah, she looked cool. She didn't even look cool. I mean, she was all in white. I mean, her wings were nice, but isn't the Lucifer story the basic story of Lucifer is he was the greatest angel of all, and he fell the hardest. He fell from heaven to hell, and he got his wings burned. So why does she have clean wings? Anyway, doesn't matter, it's a minor detail. Why is she all in white? White is a very paradise feel good color. I mean, it's fucking white. It's like pure. I mean, why is she all in white? I didn't like her costume. I didn't like her hair. I didn't. I know her hair, whatever. But I she didn't bring anything new to the table. As far as acting, she was mostly one note. She didn't have of course, she didn't lose her cool because Lucifer does not lose his cool. But again, against the Sandman, I'm trying, and that's all the problem. It's like Dungeons and Dragons again. The power levels. We have the Sandman, and I don't understand this in episode 4 in the battle. Like he wants his helm. Okay, an archduke, a Duke of Hell has his helmet, so he has to fight for it. Fine, fight for it. Oh, you have to declare you're a champion. I choose Lucifer. Yeah, yeah, I guess. If I was in hell and I need to choose a champion, I guess I would choose Lucifer also. And the Sandman is alone. Like, who is he gonna pick? Like his fucking crow? Makes no sense. He's alone. Who is he about to choose? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Past that, the fight begins. I am a serpent. Okay, so I am an eagle that kills a serpent. Okay, so I am the universe. Okay, so I am the anti-life of the universe. I'm a planet, so I'm a cosmic asteroid that breaks the planet. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are you, 5? It's like, I'm a mountain. Okay, well, I'm an avalanche. It's like, I am ice cream. Okay, so I'm the sun, so I melt your ice cream. It was like stupid logic like that. It was that's the kind of shit that drives me fucking nuts. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? You just have to say like I said, it feels like a 5-year old invented that game. It's not a battle, it's a game. It's just like, why don't you start with this? I am the universe. Okay, so I am the entire universe. I'm a black fucking hole. What's more dangerous than a black hole? Um, Two black holes. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It was stupid. It was too easy. It was the Lucifer didn't. I mean, what's great about Lucifer? When you watch this great, one of the best scenes of all time with Al Pacino and the Devil's Advocate, when he talks about God and he gets fucking mad. When the devil gets mad, it's a scene for the ages. And there, they have multi-million-dollar budget per episode. any actors they want, perhaps, almost. And again, she's like in Star Wars. She doesn't do shit. Why do you keep hiring Gwendolyn Christie if she just doesn't do shit? Is she because she's popular? Like Game of Thrones is fucking fading. After season 8, everybody hates it. So why do you still cast Game of Thrones people? And if you cast them, write them well. It's like I just saw. Okay, so that's my review for episode 4. It was crap, pure shit. But now we arrive at episode 5, 24/7, and it was fucking delicious. I mean it. I was surprised by it. When you do shit, I will call you out. But when you do good, I will tell you. I'll tell how good you did. And the whole having, at first it was like, okay, they're gonna do like 10, 15 minutes in this diner, and John will be on his way with the ruby. But again, my only problem with episode 5 was that I don't know what the ruby, what the power, again, the power level, the powers, the exact powers, the exact, again, it's all coming back to your Dungeons and Dragons mindset. It's like magic items, artifacts. We're dealing with gods, so I'll continue to use the word artifacts. What is their power? What is their limit? Because without limit, you have a serious problem in storytelling. Again, rules. If you say, okay, well, as we saw in episode 5, which was, my jaw was on the floor. The lighting, the placement of all the characters interwove in different places, and all the different storylines of each person in the diner crisscrossing and being like so modern and so ordinary, but they made it extraordinary. It's like, okay, so a girl that has a breakout with her girlfriend, a chef that is a pedophile. I mean, why? Okay, a waitress that wants to be a writer and that is in love with her boss. The little good-looking 28-year-old-ish guy that's en route for a big interview for a big company. It's like all the simple and all realistic people you could meet in a diner on the road, and it was all the cinematography and the lighting. The lighting was insane. Each time John switched places, looked at people, was doing his mischievous. I mean, of course, we still don't know. Well, we saw that the one of the Ruby's power was he can make, and that's my ultimate question for this entire season, really, because now I don't know. He put John to sleep. I'll back up. I have more problems than that now that I think about it. First, the good. I love that they all start to reveal themselves and tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I like that they give into their impulses, because as creatures of impulse, that's fairly legit. I mean, except the pedophile, which was like, yeah, eh, didn't need that, but okay, okay, I guess. I I like how every little character had something that added the flavor of each storyline, as basic as they were, because that's it. Why didn't I like episode 4, and why did I love episode 5? Because in episode 4 it was all about tell, don't show. I am this, I am that, I will fight you, I will fight you back. And I want my MacGuffin and blah 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 blah, and for what reason we don't know, and I need this, so I'll bring this, and we're in hell, and blah blah blah, and we survive, and blah blah blah, and the sand and the dust, and we're going away, blah 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 blah. Episode 5, nothing but character, nothing but character, will, future, past, envy, lust, um, secrets, um, hypocritical, uh, truth seeing, truth telling. It was all a game of words. And how do you deliver words? You need characters that have a personality. You need, yeah. So that's why it was great, because it all revolves around a few characters. And I bet my ass off that the episode 5 was the one that cost the least, because it was all like 10 people in a diner. I don't think that will cost much, except after the what cost more, do you think? Going to hell and the palace of hell and Lucifer and a billion army of demons, or a diner with 10 people in a random city? I guess you know. So yeah, so my only question I'll ask, and I don't know it yet. I just know that John has been defeated. I don't know. He was put to sleep by the Sandman. So, and this is another part. This is what I don't like about episode 5, the end. So we have the great, in the diner, the great impulsion of giving everybody free reign to say what they really think, do what they really want. How does that end? In death and misery and chaos and violence and bloodbath, essentially, which is true. Which is true. If it's like some kind of, it's a pure. I mean, it's like the purge of some shit. I don't really like the purge, but whatever. It's like strip away laws in a city or in the world. Strip away law enforcement, strip away prison, strip away everything. What do you get? Savagery, killing, raping, looting, violence, of course. So to get, and that was John's point with the ruby. He said, and that's it. So now we know that um, John's what he wants to accomplish. John's goal is to create a world without lies, and that's a great villain motivation, because it's true. We are a hypocrite race. We lie all the time for the tiniest reasons. We lie about we lie or keep secret a lot of things. So when he said, "I just," and he's eating ice cream, well, he changes place so many times. The light, sometimes at night, sometimes at day, sometimes it's raining outside, sometimes it's not. The colors and the daylight or night light, that's the neons that were coming out of the windows, were so well choreographed and so added very, very, very uh, I mean, an atmosphere that just added to the whole choreography of these people going through all these steps that the ruby took on upon them. So my question is, what is the ruby's power? Is that the only power? Like uh, they like in the ruby's presence in a certain area, you can bend people to your will and make them not lie. Is so the ruby makes you tell the truth and makes you abandon. It's like when you're drunk or on drugs, or it's like you lose all inhibitions. Is that the only power of the ruby? You lose all inhibitions and you go straight for the kill, or straight for the love, or straight for whatever. Is that the only? I don't think it's the only power it has, because it seems to be, of course, it's the last item the Sandman hasn't recovered, and it seems to be the more powerful, because he gave, and I don't know why he gave the amulet of protection to Rosemary, to the lady, drove her and was fucking panicked, but I guess because we can be, at this point, we cannot, the viewer cannot be empathetic towards John. He's done too much bad. He's killed too much people. He cannot be redempted. So okay, is his goal? He said, "I just took out the lies. I To make my perfect world, I just took out the lies." So okay, that's Ruby. That's the Ruby's power, or one of those powers. Again, we don't know. Rules, rules, rules. We don't know. So we'll see. And but I think, again, yeah. End of episode 5. He wakes up. No, he doesn't wake up. He's in a dream. In the like I'll be honest, I did not understand at all the end of episode 5, because the Sandman says you can only affect a lord in his realm. And John goes to sleep, and yeah, he has a few visions, and he's saying it's a dream, it's a dream. And he arrives at the palace of the Sandman, and he starts.
We were talking extensively.
Sorry about that. He just starts like breaking the palace apart, and the ruby is destroyed for raping the palace. So I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa! Why? The ruby is very, very, very important at this point. So why was it destroyed? I don't think John wanted it to be destroyed. So who told who what to do? Who made that happen? What caused this? Is it that he is it that he used the power of the ruby too much that it exploded, or that it broke, or because the Sandman later says that uh, I knew you would break the ruby for whatever reason. I don't remember. It's like okay, but it's like it was all easy. It's like for that's why I that's my problem again. You had a perfect, flawless episode, and you end it on this shit. No rules or walking on eggshells. Fucking bullshit about the ruby's power to be almighty or to be destroyed by we don't know who or we don't know how. And I mean, it was ripping apart the fucking palace of the Sandman. It's like, yeah, I guess you should maybe do something about that. It's like it's my biggest piece of the puzzle in this series so far. It's like what are the rules for all the lords, and he has brothers, he has sister. At the end of episode 5, he has a new character that appears, and it's a white black woman with blonde hair, I think, and she says big brother or something. And we start episode 6, and he is in a park with another sister. So like, Jesus Christ, how big is your fucking family, Sandman? It's like, but we don't know. We know there are other gods. We know they trifle with one another. But even then, after winning towards after winning against Lucifer, what which enemy do you want to battle? I don't understand. And now the ruby is destroyed. So you had three MacGuffins, one is destroyed, and the other two you have. So what the fuck are you doing now? What's the point of anything? What are you trying to achieve? It's like we're at I'm at episode 6, starting episode 6, and I don't have the faintest clue of what Sandman wants, what he's looking for, because he has his three artifacts are resolved. So what is he doing? I don't know. I he wants to rebuild his realm, but I mean, for what will it change? That's what I mean. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb writing because you started with that he has been imprisoned for a century, and in his absence, I mean, we haven't even saw the his librarian. Where is she? She was like the number one person, the only person who was in his realm. She's like, oh yeah, she was the one in the first episodes to say, oh yeah, because you weren't there, your realm fell apart. And like, now John was in the palace, ripped it to shreds with the ruby, but the ruby broke while doing so. So why did it broke? What does happen when it breaks? Because if you know anything about artifacts, is that when they break, a cataclysmic event ensues. Make no mistake about that. Because when you break an object of this power level, it creates it creates an equal. It's all in the laws of the universe. When you break something very powerful, something powerful will arise. It's like when when you have too much hot of a temperature and too much humidity, well, a storm will come. It's like the basic laws of the universe. And it's the same in storytelling, and it's absolutely the same in fantasy storytelling. So again, I was catch under my guard with episode 5. I won't lie about it. I was, like I said, John DeFleur, great, multi-level pieces and storylines, and a great conclusion and everything. But the thing with the ruby, I still don't know what it does, what it did, what it achieved, what it destroyed. I have no idea what it did. So now all I know, Sandman put John to bed and say sleep tight. My first idea is that he put John in a coma state, and that John is gonna dream and sleep for a long time because it's an enemy he doesn't want to have. And that's another thing. Does the Sandman controls if he puts his mind at it? Does he control, like, oh yeah, I want this person to sleep for 10 years? Can he do that? I don't know. That's why I'm more than halfway in the series and I don't know Sandman's power. I know he defeated Lucifer, so who is worse than Lucifer? Pretty much no fucking body. So that's it, guys. I won't take too much of your time, but thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm still on the edge on this very, like I said, this series is, it holds by a thread. It's walking on eggshells, and I hope it will go more towards the diner scene, and but now we don't have David Toulis, so we don't have, and we haven't seen Boyd Holbrook, the guy with no eyes, for like 2 episodes now. So what the fuck is going on with that? It's like we don't we if we cannot identify the nemesis and the protagonist in their whole battle for the ultimate victory, we won't have an epic finale. So I hope the it's like it's okay to have a little episode 5, like I said, character driven, just, but again, I'm thinking that's another fault of episode 5. It was all built on the ruby's power, and at the end of the episode you destroy the ruby. So what was it all for? So the artifact is destroyed, so you can't accomplish this again, and the guy who used it and has had this vision of the world is pretty much certain comatose, sleeping for like 100 years or whatever. Why not? You're the fucking Sandman. Make him sleep forever until he dies. I don't know if he can do that. I don't know shit, because nobody tells me or nobody shows me what people and lords. There are so many, so much. It's all for. It's all pretty much fucked up according to uh, any. It's fantasy. In fantasy, the number one rule is how powerful you are, and what can you do, and what skill do you have, and what gifts do you have, and what artifacts do you have, and where do you come from, and what is your realm, and what is your Anyway, guys, I'm I'm still enjoying it so far. I'm still watching it. If it was like American Gods by Neil Gaiman or the latest of David S. Goyer, I can go through it. I'm surprised I got that far, but yeah. So it was just a few thoughts about episodes 4 and 5. I'll be going into six. I'll do 6, 7, 8, and now I reserve my last video for the finale. So take care, guys, and watch better shit.